Righty. Give this thing a second to kick in. All right, we are streaming. We have a viewer, and it's time to kill the music. Turn that back down. All right. Well. Hey guys, welcome back. I'm Palm Beaches Paul, your local realtor and guide to South Florida living, and welcome back to Pints with Paul, my live stream that I'm bringing back to you guys because, well, there's a lot to talk about in South Florida, and I had a lot of fun doing these in the past, but I took a break from them, but I'm going to start doing them again because now I'm going to start bringing some guests. Although tonight it's just me, so I'll be talking about some topics that I have found of interest for you, but this live stream is for you guys. So what I want you to do is if you got a question, ask. I'll do my best to answer it. Let me go over to this and it says, hey, Kareem, welcome back. Nice to have you back. Thank you so much. And yeah, so this is my live stream, guys, where I get to talk to you and you get to talk to me. It's where I can take questions. I am going to be bringing guests on every Wednesday at 6 p.m. So we will be going out and having other realtors come on and talk. The reason for that is that I know a lot of you guys who watch this channel might not necessarily be looking to move to Palm Beach County. Maybe you're looking at Jacksonville, Miami, Orlando, some places like that. And I can help you find a realtor in that part of the state. So you watch me, but maybe you don't know someone over there. And also, if you are moving here to Palm Beach County, I know lots of great realtors around the country. So maybe you're moving from somewhere like New Jersey and you're coming here, and I can turn you on to a good realtor up in that area if you don't know one already. So, but really, this is for you guys. This is for you to kind of ask questions, give me ideas for videos that you might want me to make, and see if I can find, a topic that you're interested in that I could make a video about, and just ask some general questions about living here in South Florida. So, it's open. If you guys want to just go in the chat section, you can, leave a question, and we'll see if it's something I can address. As well as this is being recorded live. It's being recorded to my YouTube channel, so it's streaming over there, and it will be left as a video, so you can go back and watch it later on if you want. But first things first, this is Pints with Paul, and so I got myself a nice pint. I had a little hazy IPA. This is pretty good, but have a beer. So cheers to everybody. Tomorrow's Halloween, and happy Oktoberfest. So salute. It's a little bit of liquid courage. Helps me get through these live streams. It's a lot different doing live than when you're recording. You're recording, you mess up, you do it again. You're live, it's like, oops. There's no do-over. So anyway, all right. Well, let's get to a couple things going on. It's been an interesting year so far. For those of you who've been watching me for a while, you've seen we're almost coming to the end of the year. A lot has happened here in South Florida in real estate, especially a lot due with condos, right? Condos have been the main topic for my channel this year. And it's because there's so much to talk about. There's so much news about condos, and there's just a lot of stuff happening. And well, we got that deadline coming up for the milestone inspection. That's December 31st. So that's coming up pretty quick here, that these condo associations will have to either have contracted with an engineer, signed a contract to do an inspection, or have the inspection done. They don't necessarily have to have the repairs done. That obviously will take a while, and they need to get the funds. So that's going to be the next step and what we'll be talking about next year as we roll into 2025. But they do need to get the inspection done, or at least have it contracted by December 31st for the buildings that do have to have that done. Remember, it's not every building. I know I've seen a lot of comments from y'all. Guys, I do appreciate it. If I put something out there and someone corrects me on something, sometimes I had a gentleman the other day that said, Paul, you keep calling it an HOA and you're confusing people. So I do appreciate that correction. In real estate, a lot of times, y'all, when we're doing with a contract and someone says, hey, can you send me the HOA documents? Even though it's a condo, as realtors, we still say HOA. Just it happens all the time. We know what they mean, but he reminded me that you, being the general consumers, might not know what it means. So a homeowners association typically governs single family homes, townhomes, and villas, places like that. And a COA is a condo owners association, hence condos, right? They're the people that run a condo association. And there are some villas that I've seen that are governed by condos, which is not, you don't see it all the time, but sometimes it'd be a villa, but they're not governed by HOA rules. They're actually governed by condo, and that makes a difference when you're financing a condo. So, and there's also different rules. But when you guys leave feedback like that, I do appreciate it. I sometimes forget that you're not a realtor, I'm a realtor, so I may say some stuff that I assume you know and you don't because you're not a realtor. So I appreciate that. That's those constructive criticisms, those little things are good for me, and I appreciate that gentleman pointing that out. So, but the condos are definitely actually, I got an article since we're on condos. One of the articles that was just talking about that, and they're talking about how slow the condo sales are happening right now. There was a article in the Palm Beach Post, and they were talking about a realtor was talking about properties, I guess, up in Daytona Beach, north of us up there. And they said in September, the previous 24 hours, says something that in the previous 24 hours, 60 condos that were on the market in Daytona Beach, they all dropped their asking price. So you're definitely seeing some price drops in the condos in certain areas. Now, I would tell you that we have a property on the market that's a condo that already did its milestone, has all the money in reserves, it's in great shape, and it went under contract in about 30 days, I think. And so that one, we didn't have a problem with it, but it was also redone. I did a video about it. It was our reno to sell, the program where we work with a contractor and they renovate the property and then we sell it. And it was nice and all updated. So, but a lot of condos are sitting. We're now at about 8 months of inventory in Palm Beach County. And what that means is it would take 8 months to sell every condo available on the market in my particular area. So that's a lot. That is definitely a buyer's market. When it's less than 4, then it's more of a seller's market. So that's kind of what's happening on the condos. And it's probably going to continue this way, as we all know that the market right now, everyone's just sort of sitting back, waiting to see what happens next week, right? Everyone's waiting for the election. Once the election's done, then we think the market's going to pick back up. But it's been pretty slow. I've talked to realtors from all over the country. They've all been saying the same thing. It's very slow. And they just, it's just a weird market. And it always is when there's an election year. It's always like that. So, hopefully we'll see what happens in the next week or two and see if things start to pick back up. I know interest rates have kind of ticked up a little bit. So, only time will tell, right? We'll see what happens. But the condo market right now is really just, like the last video I just did about the zombie. If you didn't watch that video, it's about the zombie properties. There's a lot of properties out there. The developers wanting to buy them. The sellers, some of the people don't want to sell. So the things are all tied up in court right now. This one particular one that I was talking about in the video, depending on what I think it's the 3rd District Court of Appeals in Miami, if whatever their decision is definitely going to send waves across Florida. So we're all trying to wait and see what happens with that. But hey, I see a couple of y'all watching. Ask a question, say hi. You don't have to. The Kareem said hello. You don't have to ask a question. You can just say hello. See, he said hello. So feel free to leave a comment, question, and help me along here, because listen, I'm going to be trying to carry this for 60 minutes, and when you're doing it by yourself and no one asks any questions, it's quite difficult. So I know a couple of you are watching. Say hello, ask a question, ask how's the weather. I don't care. Tell me what your favorite drink is, anything. So, all right. So yeah, so the going back to the condos. So condos, we'll just have to keep watching what happens with the condos and where they're at and whether that market's gonna, there's a lot to it. There's obviously the insurance part of it. There's all the HOAs fees going up, the assessments. There's a lot of pieces to that puzzle for the condos here in South Florida, but there are good units still to be bought. If you look, there are some good units and there's some good prices. So you might be able to get a good deal on one if it's one you're looking for. You just got to do your homework. You got to ask the questions, see if it's, what their insurance policy is, look at all the condo documents, ask a lot of questions, and maybe you can get a good deal on one. And maybe they've done all their work, kind of like the condo we're selling. They didn't have any major repairs or anything. All their work had been done. So that building's going to be great for whoever buys this unit. And it was freshly updated with paint and a new kitchen and all that. So it's pretty much a move-in ready condo. And that's why it went under contract so quick. So someone's going to be able to enjoy that. So there are properties throughout Florida like that. You just have to look. You have to call someone like me and get on the phone, and we'll talk and we'll do a little search and see what's out there. So, all right, let's see. So we talked about condos, and we all know what's going on there. So we'll go to a couple other big things. If you're moving down here, just this is kind of big news, is that Vanderbilt is opening a campus down here. They're spending about $300 million for construction, and they're building a big campus, or a decent sized campus down here. And it will have, it's going to feature 200 full-time workers, 1,000 students, and an annual operating budget of about $70 million. And they figure they'll contribute about $7 billion to a $7 billion economic impact. Hopefully things will continue growing here in Palm Beach County. I don't know if that was the total. I was trying to read this article, but they are building up camps up there. It was originally going to be for the University of Florida, but they backed out, or the deal didn't work out with that. So, it looks like they'll be having a campus in West Palm Beach. So that's good, because they're going to be bringing, more students here, which hopefully brings more jobs here. And I was trying to look for what it said. They, I think here it is. It says that the 300,000 square foot project, and they're going to be doing, let me see what it is. It says West Palm, they're going to include artificial intelligence programming, data science, and an innovation hub that connects with entrepreneurs. So that'd be pretty interesting to see what happens with that. And they expect that the students will be able to start attending campus there as early as 2026. So that's good. We're seeing West Palm Beach continue to grow. Different industries are looking at coming here to South Florida. Look, it's still a great place. I know we've been in the news a lot for a lot of things that aren't so great, the weather and all that. But Florida is still a great place, and a lot of people still believe in it, and a lot of people are still moving here. I know people don't believe that, but there's still a ton of people looking to move to South Florida. And, and so there's an article the other day about people leaving or people staying. And, people, I guess they weigh the options of enjoying a place with beautiful weather and beaches and enjoying that lifestyle versus the cost. And if the cost is worth it to them, which for many people it is, but there are still places that are somewhat affordable for those that can't live right on the ocean. Right, I don't live anywhere near the ocean, so there are places that are affordable. It's just you have to look around. We're not seeing people leave in droves, but there are some people who the article said that are packing up and they're leaving. But those were the people mostly on the West Coast that had their houses completely ruined and destroyed by the hurricane, and they just said they're not going to rebuild. Some either bought brand new, and they bought a brand new house still here in Florida. They didn't leave the state. And others said they're going to leave altogether and go live in another state. So, that happens. It happened when Andrew hit. We saw that effect when Andrew hit, and a lot of people left, and then they started to trickle back in again. So we'll see what happens with that. Only time will tell. But all right. So tomorrow is a big day. So tomorrow is going to be an interesting day. Tomorrow I'm going to be covering some fun stuff. I'm going to the largest boat show in the United States, one of the best in the world, the Fort Lauderdale International Boat Show. I will be down there going on some beautiful boats and talking to people down there. And we'll be talking about the boating lifestyle, which is a huge, huge aspect of living in South Florida, right? With all this water, the Intracoastal, the Atlantic Ocean, the Gulf Stream, only a few miles offshore. Boating is a huge, huge thing here. And the boat show is one of the best boat shows I've ever been to. So it's going to be fun. We're going to go down there, spend the day. I got some friends down there who are working, and some beautiful boats that we're going to get to go check out. And another friend of mine that's a videographer, a guy who does amazing videos. He's there with a boat builder. And so we're going to be heading down to there to cover that. And that video will go up on Friday. So I'm going to do all the shooting tomorrow and then come back and have to edit and get it up Friday because I'm going to be gone um, for the not this weekend, but when the video is coming up, I'll be gone for the next week. So we'll be getting this video up on Friday though, so not Sunday. I have another video on Sunday. So this video, because the boat show is running all weekend, I want to get the video up on Friday so people who watch it can still go Saturday and Sunday. So I was getting confused with what I was doing the next weekend. But yeah, so the video will be Friday. So just in case you guys are looking for a video this Sunday, there won't be one. It will be Friday when that video is up. So you want to check it out. And if you happen to be a viewer and you live down here, I have a special code. If you go and you look, there's a special code that will get you 10% off on your tickets. It's a really fun event to go down and check out. It's amazing yachts, anything and everything from fishing poles and kayak paddles to mega yachts. It's just an amazing boat show. And I'm happy that I get to cover that again. So then another cool video coming up in December, you guys are going to be interested to see. That's going to be fun, where I'm get to go to a home builder, and I'm going down to cover this company who builds homes. So that's going to be really cool because they're hurricane-proof homes. At least that's what they say. That at least they can stand up to pretty strong. I don't exactly know all the details yet, but it's a very cool process of building these homes. So I'll be going down and covering that coming up in December. So I've got some fun stuff coming up. And then, of course, I've got a video coming up this weekend about another neighborhood tour, a great property, really nice neighborhood. If you're a nature lover, this is a great place to live. It's a quiet neighborhood. It's gated, home that's in the 600,000 price range. And it's got a nature preserve behind it. And just down the street, there's a beautiful preserve that you can go check out. So, if you're looking to live here in South Florida and you like a place that's a quiet neighborhood, gated, and close to nature, this would be a cool video for you to watch and a cool neighborhood to check out. So, all right. Well, no one's answering or asking any questions. Kareem's the only one who said hello. So I know I see a couple of you all just lurking there. And I understand maybe you're busy. Maybe you don't want to type in a message. Just any little chat, any question would be much appreciated. And if you guys have any questions about what's going on in South Florida, what's the best place to get a good burger, where's a good beer, ask a question. I'm here for you guys. And we've only been on for 17 minutes and I'm already streaming through a lot of my topics already. So I need you guys to ask a question so we can keep this live stream going. Otherwise, it's going to get real boring real quick, and I don't want that to happen. And that is why I'm going to have guests coming on each week, because then we can talk about their area, my area, interact, and have some different questions. But it usually starts out this way. I know there's not a lot of people watching because it's a live stream, and it's going to take a while for people to realize that I'm going to be here doing this on Wednesdays. So, but all that talking, man, making my mouth dry. So, all right. Well, let's keep rolling. We'll just go into the next topic that I had, other than the boat show and the condos and all that, the weather. And this one's interesting because I've been here for 30 years and I don't recall, at least in my part of Palm Beach County, we've never been affected in November, but they're watching hurricanes. So they're watching some developments out there that could possibly affect South Florida. It's not likely. I think it's a 40% chance. Maybe something will develop, but there's a possibility that we could have some activity. And Colette, hello, let's put you on. Thank you. So says hi from Dublin. Well, cheers. Thank you. Thank you for hopping into my live stream. I really appreciate it. Thanks for popping on, and welcome to the show. So the report was saying that hurricane season isn't over yet. Experts predict a final surge of storms and maybe even a December cyclone. That's like crazy to think that in December we could have bad weather like that. I can tell you that the weather has been absolutely gorgeous the past couple days here. The weather's been no humidity. I've been taking the dogs out for a walk, which in the summer I dread doing that no matter what time of the day it is because I know I'm going to be covered in sweat and mosquitoes. But man, oh man, like just these past couple days, I've taken the girls out for a walk. Today, I took them for a long walk. This morning, usually in the evening, I'll take them for one. The weather's been so perfect. There's been a breeze coming from the east, a good steady breeze, and there's been zero humidity, no bugs. It's like I call it my paradise weather, and it is absolutely fantastic. Last night, I took the girls out right before I went to bed and let them go the rest of them in the backyard. And when I was coming in, I just stood there and stopped and let the wind blow in my face and listened to the palm trees. It was like it was just so relaxing that I could have taken a tent and put a tent out there in the backyard and slept like a baby. It was the fresh air and the no bugs, no humidity, man. So the weather does change here, y'all. I know summer sucks. Summer's hot in South Florida. You gotta be tough. You gotta get through that, just like the people who get through the cold winters in New Hampshire and up there. You guys deal with that dreary weather all the time, and then you get some good weather. It's hot, and there's a lot of sunny days though. I mean, at least it's not dreary, but there's a lot of rain. But summer is not my favorite in South Florida. I'll never admit that it is. It is brutal. But when it leaves and you get the weather like we get right now, oh good God, man, it is just fantastic outside. So let's see. How low will it? Let's go back. Let's go and put a question on. So Colette is playing. Thank you. She gets the assignment. She's leaving a comment. See, guys, you don't have to even ask real estate. So how low will go? I remember over 50s being so low priced around 2000. It is a real estate question. I'm sorry. I thought she was asking a weather question. Okay. Being around it was unreal. I hope to get back to retire there someday. I'm a U.S. citizen in Ireland, caring for nature mom, but someday. Well, I hope your mom is doing well, and that's very sweet of you. And I know that's got to be hard for you to be going there and take care of her. So I remember the over 55s being low. Yes. So yes, it is. The over 55s. Let me just clear this. Another one popped on real quick. So Alfie, one of my regulars, just popped on, said hi. So Colette, 55 and older communities have always typically been a little bit less because people are on a fixed income. So those properties tend to be a little less than your place where I live in a regular, I live in a single family home and non-gated, but we have a HOA. And so 55 and older properties, a lot of them are typically less than the same house you would get outside of a 55 and older community, right? There's, depending on where you're looking, there are some new developments that are really gone up. GL Homes built a lot of really nice ones. The Valencias, like Valencia Grand's beautiful, but they start at like $1 million. But then I have one that's being sold for $450,000, and it's a 2-bedroom with a den. You could make it a bedroom if you put a closet in. It's a 2-bedroom with a den. And that property, we just got an offer on it, and it's priced at $440, and they're putting a new roof on it. So they have a new roof. It has a whole house generator, and it's in a 55 and older community, gated. The assessment's already paid from the seller because they're doing a new clubhouse. So they're redoing the whole clubhouse. It's going to be really, really nice, and have a restaurant, pickleball, and entertainment, a theater. So it's a really nice development. GL Homes did a lot of these Valencias. There's like 12 of them from Boynton to Delray Beach, and Valencia Lakes, Valencia Shores, and they're all 55 and older communities. The HOA is a little high. It's like in the 6 and the 7s, even 800 for some of them, but it's designed for you to really just, if you're at that age and you want to stay and live in a community where you can go to the clubhouse, see all your friends, there's art, there's entertainment, there's comedians, there's movie night, they have a restaurant, they have a cafe, all of that. If you're at that age and active, pickleball, tennis, fitness center, all that stuff, then it covers all that. So, and all these communities are gated with a manned entrance where you go through and have to show ID to get in. So they're nice communities. So, yeah, there's nothing in the being low priced around 2008-ish. Okay, so I understand what you're asking. So yeah, I mean, obviously since 2008, prices have gone way up, but there are still some properties to be found. As I said, the one that we had on the market there, I don't remember the square footage, but it has a whole house generator. It's a corner lot, 2-car garage, 2 bedrooms. It's not that updated. They didn't do any granite and all that, so you'd have to customize it yourself. Screened in lanai or patio, whatever you want to call it. And like I said, priced at $440,000. $1,000. So that's pretty nice. But watch a lot of vids on it and keep an eye. Well, Colette, keep watching, because I'll the community, you'll see if you go watch my Sunday video, it's not 55 and older, but it feels like it. It's that quiet. It feels like it. And even some of the homes have wallpaper, a lot of wallpaper. So it kind of feels like a 55 and older, but it's not. It's all ages, but it's really quiet, and it's a nice community. It's called Carlton Oaks. It's up in actually in Palm Beach Gardens, but they'll also cover other stuff. I'll be more videos down here. So thank you for your question. Thank you so much for coming on. Alfie, hello, Alfie. Hi. And is it? I say it. I always mess it up. It's Affy. I always put an L in there, and there's no L, so I apologize. I assume it's Affy or Affy. Either way, you've been following me for a while. I appreciate you. I know you're a proud local person here. I've seen some of your comments about Florida, and you like where you're at. You have no intention of going back up north, do you? I love it when you respond to some of the comments and stuff. So, but thanks for coming on. I appreciate it, and we'll have to hopefully meet in person one day. So you're in around the same area. So if you see me out video, and come say hi. But it's Afi. Well, good. Well, thank you, because I'm not the best. I mess up, blunder names all the time. So I feel bad. So I appreciate it, Afi. Well, thanks for always watching. But yeah, the 55 and older communities in South Florida, there's a bunch, and there's some new ones that are popping up, and there was some new ones that popped up. I don't know if there's any new ones right this minute popping up. I know Valencia Grand was one of the newest ones. That's GL Homes. That's in Boynton Beach West, out off of Lyons Road. But those start at close to $1 million. But they have like a hair salon, 6 indoor pickleball courts. Oh man, it's incredible. I did a video on that too. If you guys go look on my channel, if you ever want to just search, you'll see, look for it, and you can find some of those properties. I'm trying to categorize some of the videos. So I do have a couple, what they call like lists. You can go and check out a list of things where it's like the best restaurants and stuff. And so I'm going to try to have someone help me with that, because I have like 400 videos. So it's a little time consuming to do it. But yeah, that's a neat place. And then there's another one that was Cresswinds out west. That's up in out in Weston, the new town, the new city of Weston, and that is built by Coulter Homes. Those are nice homes out there. I think they were like in the 700,000. I haven't checked the prices lately. 7, 8, depending on what you're looking at. So there's some couple really nice 55 and older, and then you have the old ones. You have Leisureville. I've been doing a lot of phone calls, so I'm trying to get a lot of Leisureville. Trying to get some listings, calling on Leisureville and places like that. So if you know anyone who lives in Leisureville and they want to sell, tell them to call me. I'll do a YouTube video on it, and because that's a cool neighborhood and those are homes. So neat place. But let's see. All right, ERBW. Let's see this question. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you coming on, and thank you for asking a question to keep the stream going. Paul, what will happen to all people who are being forced out of the condos due to the HOA situation? Well, it depends on what the situation is, right? I mean, no one has the real answer, or final answer to that, I guess. I mean, I do know that if you can't pay an assessment, that they can put a lien on your property and they can foreclose on you. So that is a scary thought, that if people have the lien and they just can't the assessment, and it's too much for them to pay, and they have no options, and they don't try to sell it and work something out where maybe they can sell it and cover that assessment. I don't know, because a lot of times the buyer can't pay the assessment. A lot of the contracts that I was told, and again, this is just something someone told me. I'd have to research it and find out specifically for sure on it, but they say it's a due on sale clause. So it usually means that when you sell your condo, you can't have any fees owed to the HOA or anything. And so if you owe an assessment, right, that's owed to the, and see, I said HOA, I correct myself, the COA, the condo association, or the condo board. If you owe them money, you have to pay that before they let you close the property or sell it and pass title to someone else. So I don't know what's going to happen. I know that one of the big decisions happening right now in my last video was that the lady down in Biscayne 21 in Miami, the whole issue, that whole video. And by the way, if anyone watched that video, I know I joked, guys. There's a little bit of entertainment in my videos. I know I said, hey, I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but I'm not, guys. There's a little bit. If you watch my videos, you've watched me long enough, you know that my channel is somewhat entertainment, somewhat information. So some people took that a little too serious. But what's happening with that is they were built in the 60s, and their charter, their documents said that they need 100% approval, meaning every homeowner or condo owner had to approve the condo board selling the building and selling the condo association to an investor. And when they had like 96% of the people were on board, I think, with selling, they took over the HOA. Or see, I keep saying it. They took over the condo board. It's sorry, guys. It's just you're so used to saying HOA. The documents we get say HOA, most of them, but they took over the condo board, and so they changed the rules on the remaining few people. And the few people that were staying in that building said that's not fair. That's not what our document said. Our charter says you have to have 100%, and they're saying that they legally changed it. So it's in court right now. That's what the whole court thing is, to find out if they were right in doing it or if the owners were right. And so we'll see. And then someone corrected me that said, I read an article that said, it's 80%. The state changed to 80%, right? That they only need 80%, but every condo has their own set of rules. So it really depends down to the rules. So, but I don't know what's going to happen to the people. I mean, I would assume the same thing would happen to someone in a condo that happens in a house. If you can't afford to pay for your house and your mortgage, if you get a tax lien, you're going to lose it and you're going to be out on the street. And that's a sad situation, because that's why I started making these videos back in December of last year, because I can see the writing on the wall. Folks, there's a lot of condos here that people are living in, very little income. They bought them a long time ago. And no, they did not. They're not. I got a lot of comments about, oh, well, they should have taken care of it. A lot of these people did take care of their stuff, but they've been caught in the trap of the rising insurance prices. And then those raised the HOA fees. And then now it's affecting them. Not every situation has to do with the building collapsing. A lot of them were just the insurance changed, the policies changed, hurricanes, companies pull out. And so they got whacked. So a lot of these people are just getting stuck now. They're older and they're not working, right? They bought and they've lived in the condo for 20 years, but now all of a sudden they're on fixed income and they get hit with these huge fees. And where are they going to pull that money out of, right? And then everyone says, well, they can sell it. Well, anyone who knows South Florida, that and this is why people are not selling their homes in South Florida, not a lot of them, because they bought it with a 3% interest rate. They can't take that home, go sell it and buy another home. The home that they're going to go look for now is going to cost way more than they probably want to pay, and they're going to be hit with a 7% interest rate. So that doesn't work. So that's the big problem that we're sitting in right now. And that ties into the whole soup mix of everything, why there's not a lot of homes for sale. And then, people are waiting for the interest rates to drop. And maybe if the interest rates drop far enough, then these people could look, but they still want the home prices to drop in order to sell their house. And yeah, they'll make some money, but then they got to go buy a house, and the homes aren't going to be as cheap as they were when they bought it. So anyway, that's a long answer. I appreciate it. Hopefully something will happen, because, I just don't know what's going to happen to a lot of people. Hey, Johnny, welcome. Thank you so much. And thank you for, it's been a while. Been a while since I haven't done a live stream in a while. So I'm back to doing these, and I will have guests next week. So we will have some guests coming so we can have more topics of information. Let's see if let's see the next question. When will they build new homes that are not open concept? I like Afi, that's funny you brought that up, because there's a trend towards going away from open and going back. I read this article probably maybe not a year ago, but I remember reading it a while back, and they talked about how people might go away from that open concept that everyone has to have. Although I can't see them going to some of the homes that I've been through that were built in the 80s that are very closed and choppy. There's no flow to those homes. So my favorite style home is a mid-century modern type property, something like that, or some of the homes that were built here in South Florida before they actually had AC. Can y'all imagine that, guys? There was homes without AC as early as recently as the 70s here in South Florida. And I know a lot of you Floridians that live here probably know that. I can't imagine that. But those old homes were built so they have great airflow. So they're meant for like the weather we're having right now that I was just telling you about, standing outside and how awesome it is. That's how those homes are built. They're meant for the airflow to come through, and they open their windows. The new modern homes that don't, they're all meant for central AC. And they don't have the same kind of airflow as those old ones. So there's definitely, but yeah, I don't know. That's it'll be interesting to see what 2025 is going to be. Maybe 2025, Afi. Maybe that's the year we go away from open concept and go to something a little different. Johnny, all tricks, no treats. Yes, Halloween is tomorrow. And if I remember, Jelani's up in West Palm area, and they usually have a really cool thing, but it was last weekend, right? So they do it because Halloween's on a Thursday. They did it probably last Saturday, so they never do it after Halloween. So I think Delray did their big Halloween too. But they do a really fun. If you guys watching, if you're coming down here, one of the fun things to do in October is go to Delray or go to West Palm Beach. If you're young, you want to get out, you want to do costumes, party, and all that. West Palm Fright Nights. Is it not Fright Nights, or I forgot what they call it, or Moonfest? I think it's called Moonfest, something like that. It's in West Palm. It's a big event. It's a lot of fun. And then Delray Beach, downtown Delray on Atlantic, they do a lot of fun all Saturday. They have a dog parade, and then at nighttime it's crazy. I'm old guy. I'm never down there at night anymore. Not that late. So during the holidays, I get out every once in a while. But I've done those days of bar hopping and being out there for all that. But so let's see. Thank you though. All tricks, no treats. Yes. So cool. Well, I appreciate it. Anyone else? I see there's a couple more people popped on. If you want to ask a question, I really appreciate those that did that. Again, see, you asked a question, it gives me something to talk about. You feed me, and I get to continue talking a little bit and sharing information about what I know about living here. And guys, for you that are just popping on and watching, I've lived here over 30 years. I know a lot about South Florida. I don't know everything, but I know a lot. I know a lot of neat places to go. I've raised some kids here. I have dogs, so I can tell you about, there's a cool place called Bark Republic in West Palm Beach. If you like beer, like me, and you like your dogs, like we do, they have a place up there, and you have to be a member, but they make sure that your dogs have all their shots and all that. But it's a cool place where you go and have a beer, and your dogs can play, and so it's a neat place. So if you're looking for a fun park to go to, I was at a really beautiful nature preserve when I was shooting my video that's coming out this Sunday, called Grassy Waters, and I was out there walking on these wood walkways, and you're out on you see all the grassy area, the Everglades, and the grass out there, and we call the Grassy River, right? And it's beautiful. So it more than just a realtor. This is why I like the live streams. You guys can ask me about stuff, and I know a lot of neat places to go to because I've been here, I've raised kids here, I've gone out, I've helped people move here, and so there's a lot of neat stuff in South Florida to go out and see the real beauty of this. And I've been around like Orlando and Vero Beach and the Keys. There's cool places down there. I can tell you, like going down the Robbies down in the Keys, man, that's a great place. You want to feed tarpon, just watch out, man, because they'll come and grab your hand real quick. But they don't have teeth, but they have huge mouths, and you can feed the tarpon. So that's really cool. What you really got to watch out at Robbies, and anyone who's ever been there will agree, it's the birds. The birds are the real danger down there. I remember having a piece of bait, a fish, hanging it right by my side, and one of those big pelicans came right up and just got me right on my backside, man. It did not feel good. Got my hand and part of my backside. So you got to watch out. Nature's a little dangerous down here in Florida, especially if you got bait in your hand, man. They are not afraid to come snatch it out of your hand. So, all right. Well, listen, we got it. We're at 39 minutes. This has been pretty good. I'm already talked about the hurricanes. I've talked about Vanderbilt. We talked about Fort Lauderdale Boat Show. I'll be there tomorrow. I may do a quick live there just to show you a little bit. How funny you asked that question, Afi. I've been invited. Yes, I do know who they are. So it's funny you said. So yes, I'll in the future. I'm actually in talks with them. So keep an eye for December, because you guys will be seeing something coming from me. So I appreciate you asking that. That's kind of cool. Let's see. What's this question? What neighborhoods are the best to raise kids famously? Well, that's Kareem. So as a realtor, we're really not supposed to say what's the best neighborhood, right? Because how am I basing that? You really just kind of have to go and watch some videos, do a little research on your own for that and what's important to you. There's a guide that you can go to that I think it's called greatschools.org, and it can tell you what the schools are. You basically look at the school and then you rate it. Like what subjects do they teach? What are they known for? Are they known for this or a different thing? Some schools might be like a tech school, right? Or so give kids early education on medicine or veterinarian or tech or whatever it is. And it gets all the ratings for the school. So you could go there and check it out. And then you'll know if that's something you want and be like, okay, I like this school. And you can say, Paul, I want to look for homes that are in this school district. And that I can do. What I can't do is say, hey, this is a good family neighborhood. This is not a good family neighborhood. Because it has to do with HUD. And unfortunately, there's bad agents who will steer people to neighborhoods and get themselves in a lot of trouble. And so I won't do that. I'll show you every house that you want to see, let you make that decision for yourself. But if you need more information, feel free to reach out to me and we can take a look at some properties. But I appreciate the question. Yeah, thanks. I appreciate that. Yeah, that's going to be a fun one. I'm really looking forward to it. I actually reached out to them and was talking about that, and I saw a couple of videos on it. So I'm going to be going down there and doing that in December. So that should be pretty cool. Let's see. Again, okay. I'm not ER. I'm not sure if that's a sad face or angry face or a shocked face. But I'm not sure. You want to send me a question or all right, well, anyway, so yeah, so I'm trying to think what else am I trying to think if I'm missing anything for you guys. So the video about already talked about. Yeah, I guess we've covered a lot, guys. This is why it helps to have the questions, because after a while you start to run out of stuff. Obviously, next week's a big week, so we don't talk politics on my channel. Everyone's got their own opinion. I've seen the opinions in the comments, but here's a question I can ask you guys. Maybe you want to respond. Are you holding off from buying or selling because of the election? That seems to be what a lot of people are doing. People are waiting to see the election. So leave a comment if you guys have you been thinking about buying, thinking about selling, but you're also waiting to see what happens with the election? They're just curious if what your thoughts are on that. And please keep comments. If you're going to leave a comment, nothing crazy, no rude comments. I'm not going to put them up if it is anyway. But I know a lot of people are sitting back and waiting till next week to decide what they want to do. And we've heard that from people. Every realtor you ask and every person says the same. So I'm just curious what y'all's thought was on that. I know waiting till early spring 2025. Okay. That should be a good time. I got to find, I'll tell you my personal opinion. This is what I think is going to happen. Everyone's been waiting. We're waiting to see the Fed's supposed to do another drop, right? They keep talking about the Fed doing another drop. And of course, not that affects the mortgage rates directly, right? It's not the same when the mortgage rates drop, but it's all tied. They look at the lenders and they look at when they drop and then they adjust their rates. So rates just went back up, but they think that rates could hit, I've seen people say 5, which would be a miracle if they did. But here's the thing. If everyone waits till the rates drop to buy and everyone goes out, it's going to be the same problem that y'all had back in 2022 and 20. Prices are going to shoot up, because if no one's walking through your open house right now, and then one person comes in and puts an offer and the seller's like, we haven't had anybody come in. This is the only offer we got. You got some negotiating power. I get 40 people come through the open house and tell the seller he's not budging on that price. He's like, my house is hot. Everybody wants it. Let's get the highest price we can. So, so watch. That's going to be interesting to see. But I think the market after the election, I think, especially after the holidays, I think my phone is going to be just doing like it did last time. It's going to be ringing off the hook. I'm going to have a hard time finding time to actually make videos because I'm going to be so busy showing properties, whether it's selling them as a listing agent or actually taking buyers out. And I will tell y'all, I know that a lot of people had concerns about the new laws that went into place back in August. I will tell you that so far as I've seen, we still see compensation being offered. Maybe not the same. Sometimes maybe it's a little less. And then you can put into writing to ask the seller to cover a little bit more, so it doesn't come out of your pocket as a buyer. But for the most part, I haven't ran into a lot of like, oh, they're not offering any compensation, the seller has to pay it all. We haven't seen that. So I know it's happened. I just haven't seen it. So just so to let you guys know that it didn't affect the industry as much as everyone said it was going to. Like, people were freaking out. And, although it's been slow too. So, we'll see what happens when the market picks up. But I think people still want to sell homes and people still want to buy homes. And there's always a way to figure out how to negotiate and make both parties happy and get it done. But all the realtors are done, and realtors are over garbage and like that, and all the people, oh, realtor, you guys are done for. It's like, sorry folks, we're not going anywhere. I know a lot of you want, not you, maybe not you watching, but a lot of people want to hate on realtors, and I'm like, hey, we're still here. I know plenty of them still doing it, still writing business. So there's still people who want to work with realtors. If you don't use one. It's that simple. You can also go defend yourself in court if you want to. I mean, you can do a lot of things by yourself, but a lot of people choose to have someone that's going to have their interest and cover them on it. So, not waiting on the rate, waiting for the price to drop so I can purchase cash. Oh my goodness. Well, you are the queen then, aren't you? Cash, right? That's the cash is it. So if you get the cash to purchase, God bless you. That is the way to go. You'll be debt free for the most part, at least have your property. So, cool, very cool. All right, guys. Probably not going to make it for a full hour, but that's okay. I will take 46 minutes with your attention and those who join me as a blessing. And I'm extremely thankful for you guys that have come on and have stuck with me for these 50 minutes. I appreciate you watching. Keep in mind, put it on your calendar, click the bell. This will be saved. Wednesdays at 6 p.m. I'm going to be bringing guests on. I've got some cool guests. I've got some specialists with a lawyer who I spoke to, who I promised to come on a while back, and then I stopped doing this. But he does work he works with people. I believe he represents the ones who are actually upset with their HOA. And so he knows HOA law very well. And I have some insurance people, and I have other guests that I want to bring on, and other realtors and people to talk to. So, if you got a suggestion or for someone to bring on that you want to hear from an expert, let me know, and I'll reach out to them and get them on my channel, because it's free coverage and exposure for them, and they like it. So, these videos, as I said, get recorded and people can go back and watch them anytime they want. So it's just free advertising. So if you know someone that you would like to have on the show, just let me know. Send me a message. You know how to reach me. All my contact information is down there. And that's it. I appreciate it. I hope everyone has a great Halloween if you celebrate it. If you don't, have a great Thursday. And November, folks. Thanksgiving, Christmas, Hanukkah, everything, all the celebrations. And then boom, 2025. Can you believe it? 2025. I mean, it's going to be here like that. It's going to be a new year already here. Scary to think about it. Kareem, cheers to you as well. Thank you so much. And yeah, guys, the holidays are right around the corner. I can't believe it. Got to start shopping and all that. So God, I already got holiday parties lined up to go to. So anyway, all right. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you guys. Keep subscribed, keep liking. We hit 25,000. Remember, I told you guys on one of my videos, if you watched it, when I hit 30,000, I am going to jump in the pool wearing a suit. I don't know why, but I'm going to. So help me get the 30,000, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. And you can always go to buy me a coffee, buy me a beer, help keep me quenched, right? I'm a little parched. And thanks for watching. All right. We'll talk to you guys. We'll see you this weekend. And you may see me quick live on tomorrow from the boat show. And if not, Sunday at 10 a.m., I'll be up with a new video. And as always, wherever you are in the world, get out and enjoy paradise. I'll talk to you next week. Take care.